I guess we're live because I just got the YouTube notification. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Blathering Live. I'm Ken Knapsack. I did not give myself the proper headroom today, and that's going to drive me crazy the entire episode because I went to film school for 2 years. What if I did this? Now it's got headroom that I like. Audio listeners are like, Ken, don't give a damn. This is a show where I sit in front of these cameras and I gather around with my friends in this blathering community. The Blather-munity. That's not going to work. And we have a lot of fun. Have fun with us. Hi, everybody. Have fun with us. We need it. A little rundown of what's to come. It's Thursday, which means Jared the Tie Pilot definitely has a tough Game of Thrones question for me. Been having a lot of fun. Those are clipped out and put on Casually Talk. We're almost back. Almost back after Star Wars Celebration. Alden's actually going to be out here after Star Wars Celebration. Doesn't mean we're going to record in person. Oh, no. I wouldn't let him in my house. But we are going to meet up, have some fun, and then launch Casually Talk again. Cooper, sensible chuckle. We have fun here. We also have 60 seconds of science. Dr. Addy, check it in. Saw the list. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Maybe some hope, and also some not hope. Cinder's got my Blather Nation to get my Blather-munity. It's so true. It's so true. Cooper says they're going to kiss. Maybe. There's a place I like to go whenever where I don't want to dox Nikki, but where he lives in Hollywood is near one of my favorite restaurants that serves spiked milkshakes. So alcohol and milkshakes, two of my favorite things. And if I have two of those, I'll be smooching. Both Alden and Nikki. That's the way it goes. Quadface says here, says John Boyega is going to be at the Dallas Fan Con. Should I ask him to sign my fin figure? Yeah, absolutely you should. If within reason of the rules around there, don't get yourself thrown out. Tully's here. I'm happy to be here and full of Stromboli. Man, that's good. That's okay. That's great. At the top of the hour, 1800 hours my time local. We've got the Sweet 16. We don't know if that's copywritten, but we're going with it. Sweet 16 of the Blather bracket. Oh, Lordy, get ready. It's going to be a tough competition. What we've been doing for the last couple weeks is we've been having fun. Producer Steve just going above and beyond. Wait till you see the graphics today, folks. Wait till you see the graphics today. He watermarked that shit. Hi, YouTube. We are going to have some fun, but it's tough. These are big scenes. We've been having fun doing our version of March Madness with 16 of the best scenes from Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, MCU, different regions, all going to meet in the Fantastic Four, the Ultimate Four. I've been calling it the Ultimate Four, but I saw Steve's notes. He had Fantastic Four. That kind of seems more appropriate. We might put it to them. My buddy Mike Fink is here, one of my favorites around this community. If you ever have breakfast with him, I highly recommend it. Just a sensible, warm, wonderful conversation. That's what I'll say there. That text, you hear that rumble? It's a text machine. Goddamn, Mark Ellis texted me. Always. All right, we do got some calls. We got some stuff to get to. I want to also, I love taking a swing at the news. I love taking a swing through the news. It's hard to. I'm definitely not ignoring what's going on. How could you ignore what's going on? The ping pong, I should say. Well, pinball and ping pong ball. I'm making stuff up. The pinball and ping pong effect of the tariffs and the takebacks and the triple downs and everything has just been disheartening, crazy, infuriating, mind-boggling, all those things. But I don't want to talk about that tonight. I want to talk a little bit. I want to share some pinpricks of light again. We haven't done that. These are just little things in the news that aren't the end of the journeys, aren't the end of the battles, but I think we need some of those things. And for me, and share in the comments your pinpricks of light that might be here today, the little bits of hope. Donald Trump must face the defamation lawsuit from the Central Park 5 defendants. U.S. District Court Judge Wendy Beetlestone. Hot damn, that's a great name. Wendy Beetlestone has put a curse on Donald Trump. She says they will allow the defamation lawsuit against the president by the Central Park 5 to proceed as she denied his motion to dismiss the case. She ruled that Trump's statements are were factual, not opinion, stating that they can be objectively determined to be false. Previously, Trump made false statements during the 2024 debate when then Vice President Harris accused the plaintiffs of pleading guilty and killing someone. I'm just having Ron Burgundy moments on my teleprompter. San Diego. But anyways, is this the end of the journey? Is this where he's finally going to be held accountable? Can he weasel his way out of it? Yeah, all that's possible. I just like seeing those headlines. You're not getting out of this one. You're not getting out of this. If you're not familiar with Central Park 5, go and look it up. It's five men wrongfully convicted in 1989, later exonerated. And Trump took out a full page ad in the New York Times or whatever, New York Post, whatever, one of those goddamn fish wraps, and helped in that. So love it. Love it, President, Mr. President. Also, the U.S. Supreme Court, and I believe it was it a clean sweep? Maybe someone let me know. Clean sweep in the voting, maybe. Says that the Supreme Court upheld the order to facilitate the return of Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who is wrongfully deported and at this point wrongfully linked to being a member of MS-13 and shipped out to El Salvador. And he's one of many. And that report that came out that 75% of them have no criminal records, all that stuff. I'm not an expert on that side of it right now, but I'd love to see this headline too. The Trump administration admitted it mistakenly deported Garcia, who was protected from deportation by a previous court order. So again, is it the end of the journey? Is it the only one? No, but it's just nice to see a little bit of hope, a little bit of law and order being upheld, and a little bit of that. So just want to share that. If you have any pinpricks of light taken from the Skeleton Crew series, one of my favorite Star Wars things ever, share it here in the chat. We'll highlight it. Let us know. And it doesn't even have to be in the news. Just have something in your life that's going right. Yeah, and Svennik's right. Amy Coney Barrett was the one I think wrote the decision, right? How do they do that? I don't know. I'll be honest with you. It was. Cinder says it was 9-0. Clean sweep. I will admit to being ignorant on how they draw straws to pick which justice is going to kind of take the lead on the writing out the decision and the one that writes the dissent. Pretty fascinating. Arm wrestling? A Joker pencil, a broken pencil, and a Q-tip, a pull Q-tip there for you to fight? I don't know. You let me know, though. We've got, okay, 898 4M has an answer for me. It's by seniority on the majority, unless a justice really wants to write it. Seniority on the majority. Sounds like a schoolyard rhyme that we all need to learn how the Supreme Court works. James Holmes checking in from the UK. Positive is just how incompetent they are. Kind of, yeah, there's some of that. They still are in the process of tearing themselves together. But, yeah, we got the SAVE Act, we got the budget, the proposed cuts to Medicaid, all those things that can go overwhelming and depressing fast. But look for those pinpricks of light and share the ones in your own life as well. I do want to take some calls tonight. I'll say right now, I think Kingsport Cal's working. If you're listening later, Cal, appreciated your message this week. You know, I'd love you. I have to kind of be somewhere at 7 my time. So the segments tonight, we're getting to it. We're getting to it. Doesn't mean they're going to be shorter. Just means, boom, we're getting to it. I'm going to make you all broadcasters, except for Steve, who's probably better than me on that. But if you want to call into the show, here's how you can do it. Don't forget, you can just become a YouTube channel member here. You get the link to call in. You become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/Ken Napzok. You also get my Pop Rockin' Radio show, though I will admit, last week and this week, repeats. Just happens sometimes. I'm a lot of things going on. Good, bad, and otherwise. I do have 2 scripts I'm working on for some YouTube companies that hired me this week. Godsend, manna from heaven. That makes you a little busy, but the blathering is not going to be moved around, all that kind of stuff. However, there's a chance Saturday and Monday might be moved, combined, everything. Please, I'm sorry, bear with me. Just bear with me on that one. I haven't decided yet. It's open. So you can call into the show if you want as well. And be one of our regular callers. I do want to, speaking of regulars, he lives here at this point. Our buddy, the Jared the Tie Pilot, is about to come on the show and ask me a Game of Thrones question. If you don't like Game of Thrones, I just want you to be here for the vibes, man. Hang out with us. But Jared also, he's in a little punk rock band. You know, those little punk rock bands. They get up on stage and spout out the truth, sometimes fall down skate ramps. If you are in the Massachusetts area, there's got to be someone out there. Come rock out with your bleep out. No, it just ends. Come rock out. Wear your favorite Warped Tour outfits because Concept of a Plan, Jared's band, is going to be performing at the New World Tavern Friday, April 11th. That's tomorrow night. $10. You can cash it. You can Venmo it. Yeah, they didn't have that in my day when I started going to Cobalt Cafe in the San Fernando Valley. See a lot of bands coming up. They're playing, the music's from 9 to midnight. Wonder if when does Jared's band go out? What you never ask a comic if you're like, hey, I want to head to your show Friday night. See, it starts at 8. When do you go up? Never ask a comic that. I might though ask Jared when does his band go up. You sometimes need to know. It is the New World Tavern, like I said, 56 Main Street, Plymouth, Mass. Look at that zip. Look at that zip. 02350. I'm in a 9. I'm in a 9. That's old country right there. That's what that is. That's Massachusetts being like, we're here first, stupid California. We're here first. Vermont Mike says it's a Plymouth Rock show. Time out to Vermont Mike. Vermont Mike is timed out. Thank you, James O, for gifting a channel membership there as well. And Jared says, enjoy the Patreon. All right, that's the rules tonight. Top of the hour. Like I said, if you're just joining, we run this like a live radio show. Top of the hour, Blather bracket. Sweet 16. It's going to be tough. Let's do this right now. Let's bring him on the show. Call-in layout is set. That's right. All right, here he is. The rocker, the skater, not maybe, but he kind of, Jared the Tie Pilot. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, Kane? First off, love you. Appreciate that.
Love
And
you.
to Vermont Mike's joke, it's actually literally, if you got a good enough football arm, you could hit Plymouth Rock from the bar. It's down the street.
Nice.
And
I
it's
love
a nice,
that history.
Yeah.
Do you feel the history when you're there?
Oh my Lord. Every New England kid who has taken that field trip there will tell you, and seeing it for the first time, just the sheer really, it's nothing special. It's literally a little rock, no bigger than any other little sea boulder, and the display they have it in is you can't get anywhere near it. It's cracked. There's cement in it because they fixed it.
Love it. Okay. I'm gonna get there one day. The next time Ellis and I do comedy in Boston, I'm meeting up with you, and you're gonna take me out to Plymouth Rock, but also to the skate park where you fell, because I want to see that history as well. All right, so checking out the show. Anything? When are you going on? I joke, but is it set? Do you know?
Oh, we're all night, baby.
It is you. Okay, it's not other bands. Yep. That is you.
Nope, that's just us. We take a little break in the middle, but no, that's it.
Okay, that's good to know. I asked. Yeah, there it is. Concept of the Plan. All right, I 9 to 12. Everyone see. I asked because with comics it's different. It's like come see the goddamn show. There's not 9 comics you can power through, but one night, fuck it, I get a name drop. Me, Jen Miro, Michael Giacchino, David Silverman, and Trey Calloway, TV producer. We all went down to the Rainbow Room. We had some dinner. And then we slid on over to the Whiskey to see a great kind of infamous and famous and wonderful Van Halen cover band. All right. And we got over there so early. The dinner was great. We walk over. And as all of us are going in, we have our tickets, but we're going in. It's like 7:30-ish. And I look at the door and I go, guys, it says they go on at 11:30. And we didn't stick around. Too many old people. We got in there, and it was a School of Rock class finale show. The band was 13 on stage, and
that is adorable, though.
Yeah, we stayed for a couple songs, and then we were like, or maybe we all just go home and go to bed. So, anyways, Jared, enjoy your show. All right, hit me. We love doing this, and like I said last week, not everyone here who hangs out on the Blathering watches sports, but you might be here for the vibes. We had that said last week. Maybe you didn't watch Game of Thrones. Maybe it's been a long time. Maybe you don't like Game of Thrones, but I love talking about it. This is a lifestyle show. It's a radio show. The calls go where the callers want to take it. And Jared, for the last few weeks, you have been wanting to take it to Game of Thrones. So where are we going tonight?
Oh, well, we're just going to keep repeating it. Bullying works. Follow your dreams, kids.
Follow
So
your-
tonight, Season 5, Episode 2, The House of Black and White, directed by Michael Scholes, written by our boys D&D. And tonight, we're going to just jump right to it. I want to talk Dany and her ruling in Marine. So the quick overview for her in the episode is they capture a member of the Sons of Harpy. They decide to have him have a trial. He gets murdered by the freeman on her council, Mozadar, I believe I'm saying that right, and then takes his head for it. Riot ensues. My lordy, a lot going on there.
Yes. Oh, it aired on my birthday, April 19th, 2015. Would you look at that? That's amazing. Yeah. Yep. I love all that. What's your take on it? What's the question where we're going with it specifically?
I just like the it's a real humbling, I believe, to Dany, and she stayed in Marine for right reasons, and especially the wanting to learn how to rule. This was a big lesson in ruling, where executing the man was probably the right and just thing to do, but you gotta. It's the riot ensuing and learning how to deal with that. She just, I don't think she was ready for that lesson. I think and it just goes on to, I think, building on that eventual snap she's going to have in season 8, all the tension of her life, the failures, the telling she's been doing it wrong, and just feeling like she's doing it wrong. I mean, her boy Drogon comes sees mom for a minute, but goes by again. That's it.
Yeah, and that's a big moment because not only is it cool that the dragon's is still out there, but that's kind of her identity. If you're a dragon, be a dragon, but the dragon is not there. The dragon is uncertain. She's uncertain. So I love the visual of that. I love the connection there. And I've always said I really love the stuff of Dany in Marine because it does not just set up in terms of plot. I always talk about it's the themes of the show. And Dan and Dave, particularly Benny Affleck, say we don't do themes. Bullshit! You're telling a story. There's something there. Like I would argue them to their face at a bar. Like especially Ben Affleck. Like it's not a high school book report, like you said. You've got things going on. There's these emotional thematic connections all the way through the series. And with her, I'm fascinated about Dany stopping to learn how to rule. And the moments that I like, that I appreciate, are like this moment where she is making, right decisions or just decisions for one group, but there's the other side, and then how do you manage it? Hey, I freed everybody. That's one of my main purposes in life. And then that teacher, the former slave, comes back and it's like, my life's been horrible since you've done this. So hey, could you reinstate me? Like I'd like to go back to being at least an indentured servant for a year, and it's just it's a valuable lesson that I do think refines her. It's a refiner's fire that really refines her intentions, and I think by the time she lands on Westeros, I do think she has the right temperament, the right idea, and the birthright, if you want to go even that, to rule, and would have been the best choice. I really believe that, and they rejected her, and that was a whole another collapsing of
oh yeah, it's just it's great rewatching, especially even all these years later, just seeing. And I've been doing this rewatch slow, taking this one episode out a week to just really feel and live with it again. It's just seeing all those little bricks that are building her crumbling house at the end of it. Just loose mortars shambled up together, trying to make it pretty, but it's just
try to make it pretty. And I think Dany Marine can feel, I don't know, it can feel claustrophobic. Not unlike Arya at the House of Black and White, or Arya just her whole arc at Esso. It could feel claustrophobic, especially these characters who were moving at a fast pace, good ways, bad ways, tragedy and successes, whatever you want to call it. Like they're moving, and then they kind of get put in these places where they have to stay for a while. It's not unlike Daemon in House of Dragon season 2. It's a bit claustrophobic. You want him to get back to being Daemon, but I think it's very valuable to build these characters there, and that's why I appreciate all the Dany and Marine stuff. It is
Oh
actually some
yeah.
of my favorite of her story.
Oh, it really is. It really is. Just I'm with you and most of the guys and gals on and theys and thems on the Casterly Talk that are just
Mm-hmm.
it's the character moments. It's those small things that you don't know right away, and looking
Mm-hmm.
back on it, you go, it started there, or
There,
this was
yeah,
the,
there, part of it.
or something like that. Just
Mm-hmm.
those realizations are great.
Yeah, James Holmes in chat saying it sort of ties into Robb beheading the Lord Karstark in season 3, right? Right, for the GOT world, I guess. But the consequences, yes, I kind of agree
Yep.
in a roundabout kind of way. What is right for the land?
Yeah.
What is right for your heart? What is
Every
true justice?
every decision, big and small, in GOT has enormous consequences sometimes.
Does
The consequences are bigger than the action most of the time. And
absolutely.
that's one of those things I love about this world. And I think Dan and Dave did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
All the could have grown better with some of the storylines and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot that you've all discussed before. But
Yeah,
overall, I
yeah.
think they're knocking it out of the park.
I think so, and yeah, Dorne's coming up and not always handled the best and everything, and I can agree with that because it's some of my favorite stuff in the books. But this episode does end with one of my favorite moments, though. If we're discussing season 5, episode 2, The House of Black and White, we end at the doors of Black and White, and the reveal that Jagan Hagar, or the man who goes sometimes by the name Jagan Hagar, is back. One of my favorite things. You knew something was happening. It is a slight twist, different from the books in the sense, but this is a great use of a character and a wonderful performer coming back. I
Yeah.
love that ending.
Oh yeah, no, it's great, and I like that you brought up a little different in the books, because in my
Mm-hmm.
little research for the episode, it's this is taken from 3 of the books. This episode,
Mm-hmm.
so it's not even like hey, this is all in book 4 or 5. Nope, there's some
Yeah.
book 2, 3, and 4 in there.
Yep. Absolutely. Putting it all together to
uh,
make the show work.
all right, and
Uh,
fun cross thing, real quick. Our
mm-hmm.
Prince of Dorne, you are gonna see him in DS9. He is
I
our good
know.
Dr. Bashir.
I know he's the doctor in DS9. I know that.
Uh,
You don't think I know
uh,
that?
I don't know, Ken. You surprise me sometimes with your either amazing knowledge or lack thereof knowledge on something.
It's true. It's true. People were like, Do you know that one song that Seasons in the Sun?" Yeah, yeah, okay. Do you know the Rolling Stones? What? No. So there you go. All right, Jared, thanks for calling in. Good luck with that
Always.
show tomorrow night. Again, if you guys are within cars, a cars ride or a train ride or any way you can get there, head on out to New World Tavern. Concept of a Plan with that great logo is going to be rocking out all night long. Thanks, Jared.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Everybody stay safe.
All right, we're moving and grooving here tonight. Bottom of the hour, we've got 60 seconds of science. Thanks for all of you hanging out here in chat tonight. And what's got Coop? No, there's Cooper. What Laserbolt? Laserbolt, what's the problem, Laserbolt? Someone check on Laserbolt. He says I even tried multiple browsers with no luck. What's going on, Laserbolt? I need. Is everything okay? Also, Jerry the Cannon Junkie is here. Feel free to ignore him in chat. No, Jerry, we got Detective McCarsell on the line here in a second. Jerry the Cannon Junkie says, here's a quick question. Transition lenses or clip-on sunglasses? Oh, my God. Just burn your eyes out, Jerry. None of those work. Look, the blue blockers, I guess, maybe try that option. Transition lenses, maybe. It just, anyone with transition lenses kind of remind me of like a baseball coach in 1986. The old broken pitching coach who can't show you how to throw because he's got a torn rotator cuff himself, has double knit shorts on, a goddamn polo shirt that doesn't even match the shorts. If you're going to wear a polo shirt, maybe get some outfit uniformity. And then he's got transition lenses on. I just can't abide. The clip-ons, Steve says the clip-ons make you look like a football scout from the 80s. But if you can flip them up, yes. Clip-on transition lenses. You have to choose one then. All right, look, if Eli has transition lenses, but see, look at Eli's profile picture. He doesn't look like a football coach, in a good way. But if I have to choose one, God damn it. God damn it. I'm going, I guess transition lenses. Screw it. Because the clip-ons are just, it's like for my dad for 2 years, God bless him. Anytime you saw him, he had a Bluetooth headphone thing in there, like a little mouthpiece, just 24 hours a day. And he's a tech guy. He thought it was cool, but he just had it there. Didn't want to miss a call. Just had it in his ear. And that's the clip-on vibe to me. Jerry, stop it, Jerry. Stop it, Jerry. Bottom of the hour, 60 seconds of science with Dr. Addy. But right now, Detective McCarcel's calling back into the show. Michael, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for calling in. What's on your mind?
I'm avoiding responsibility right now. So, hey,
You're avoiding responsibility. That is why we are here. This entire show is avoiding responsibility.
Yes. Got an exam in the morning. I've been studying for 4.5 hours straight.
Oh.
Not including studying this morning and going to class this morning. And so, hey, my brain is overloaded.
I love it.
Let's talk about exercise. Exercise.
Hit it.
How's your back? How have you been doing with that? It's been a while.
The back is okay. I have been just doing a lot of street walking. Well, that sounds wrong if it was the 1970s. I've been walking on the street. One of my favorite. Yeah, she does. I'm a walker. I'm walking here, man. So I love walking around my neighborhoods, no matter what neighborhood I live in. Well, except for when I first was in LA. It took me about 3-4 years to get to a place where I wanted to actually walk around. Maddie Gunner, shut up. You're 17 hours ahead of me. You don't get a voice here. But the back's okay. I got a side thing, and then I got a lot of tension. Right now, Detective. And I got a shoulder blade thing that even that kind of hurts. It cramps up. And then it's like I've had this oblique-ish kind of problem for like 2-3 years.
Yeah, I remember when that started. I remember you talking about that a while ago.
You keeping charts of me?
What?
When you charting me?
You mentioned a lot of like health issues over the years, and like an oblique thing kind of stands out. Everyone's got a bad back or bad knees, but an oblique injury is like very specific.
Hold on. Are you saying, hey, I'm a big fan of that Ken Knapsack guy. His podcast is great. He just talks about his old man injuries. That's all he does. You're probably right.
I'm almost 32, and I feel like the same way.
But it flamed up again. I've even had an icy hot patch on it today. And it hurts even walking. And then I need to, it's my birthday this month, so I might treat myself to some new tennis shoes because the ones I've been walking around in kind of just falling apart. And so I think I'm just walking on the concrete. And it's not hurting my back, but it's hurting everything else. It's hurting everything else, Detective. What are you doing?
I'm keeping up with my routine despite school, but I'm having to get up very early some days just to do it.
Hey,
so,
it's you're there. You're doing it.
Hey, for your birthday, instead of the new shoes, treat yourself to physical therapy. Does insurance cover that? It seems like a choice.
It seems like it might. I don't know. We'll see with Medicaid. We'll see.
That's true.
I'll try. I should get it.
I might not have insurance much longer either.
Yeah. I'll be one of the ones cut. I'm on that insurance, which has been absolutely great, actually. One time I'm with Kaiser, not John Kaiser, the Schmodown player, but Kaiser out here. And one time I did get for a rotator cuff issue, I got a physical therapist. She was wonderful, great. Walked in for 5 minutes, told me some stretches that I already was doing because I used to play baseball, and walked out. I didn't do anything, but I need to go proper. I need to do a proper session.
Yeah. Also, I'm so glad you clarified what Kaiser is because I didn't watch Schmodown, so I don't know who Kaiser is. So.
Oh, John Kaiser, son of Ken Kaiser. You don't know any of this stuff, Michael.
I tried to watch like one match of Schmodown, and I was like, this just ain't for me, man.
God bless you. I love you even more, Detective. I love you even more.
I couldn't do it. And I don't know if we talked much about it, but I just never got into pro wrestling, so like
What?
Schmodown just didn't do it for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
If,
pro
if you don't like
wrestling was ruined.
wrestling,
It
yeah,
was
and you don't
ruined for
like
me at a
yeah.
very young age because it was the whole like it's fake was put into my head at like 3. So I just kind of I was like it's I don't know. It's never rang for me.
I
love campy stuff. I love like Adam West Batman, but so you'd think that would work for me.
Well,
but
yeah, I get it. Look, I think the Schmodown worked best when it was campy. There was other times it was really serious, and I was like you. I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. Sorry, I'm on it. I'm on the announcer's booth. You could tell if people were watching matches where I was just like, I don't know. I don't really know. But anyway, we got some science coming up. Detective, thanks for checking in on me. Red Dog says I need to get some Propet shoes, and some Dr. Scholl's. I invest in Dr. Scholl's a lot, but yes, I'm going to look at these shoes.
I do probably need to finally break and get some insoles as well, because
there you go.
Now that I'm well into my 30s at this point, my back is not appreciating walking around LSU's campus in Converse.
Protect that back. My back, my wrestling injury happened in 2010. So that's 15 years. I was in my early 30s and thought, no, it's okay. And here we go, years later.
See, when I first hurt my back was only a little bit after that. I was just in my early 20s. So I feel that.
There you go. There you go. Detective McCarcel, thank you for checking my charts, okay?
I guess I should change it to personal trainer, McCarstall.
I'd hire you. Once you come out here, I'll hire you.
Oh, bring God, maybe.
Desserts from Cafe de Monde. All right. Thank you, Detective. All right. Love it. Matty Gunner says, I yelled at him and he says, I'm 14 hours ahead, not 17. So whatever. I've been texting Alex Damon and I don't know when to it. And he's been silencing his notifications, but I was like, finally, like, just tell me when I can text you. Because he and Molly are having great fun over there in Japan right now. He sent me pictures from 7-Eleven. No one needs to send me pictures from 7-Eleven. I got all of them from Molly and Alex. So I appreciate that. Brian Tiller, Brian Tiller's here. Laserbolt says, I buy my shoes at the grocery store. That might be that's the best thing I've ever heard. I'm telling you. I'm taking notes on Laserbolt. It might be the life I want. Stand by, Laserbolt. I might be asking you some questions. Brian Tiller's there, lead singer of the Moonagers. I still owe Brian the Moonagers hat that is his, sitting right over there. Forgot to take it to his house at one time. We went to see a show, Brian Tiller and I. We saw a show at the Lounge Room. June Swoon and Kath Myers on the bill. Love Kath Myers, one of my favorites, and discovered June Swoon that night, and one of my favorites now as well. And Brian stood there with me on the hard floor in the Lodge Room in L.A., like Highland Park or whatever it is. And Brian, he like had to go to the ER. He stood for too long. There was no seats in the place. It was for Utes. It was Utes. All right. Let's do this. 60 seconds of science with Dr. Addy. We have, I think, some hope tonight. Maybe, Addy? I don't know. What do we got?
We got more hope than I got for baseball these days. Let's put it that way.
Okay. What's going on with that?
Well, I mean, we've lost pretty badly, and I am. Did you hear about the fan interference?
I have not heard. No, I have not. I've been
Tuesday.
No, not the last week. Not I haven't taken much in the last week. What? Explain it. Run it down. 10 seconds or less. How did the Rays get screwed?
There's apparently a YouTuber who collects baseballs.
Hate him already.
And he caught a 2-run home run out from under or over the glove of our outfielder.
He Jeffrey Merritt it? Okay.
But Major League, like the MLB didn't overturn it because he didn't reach out to get it, but the guy totally would have caught the ball. His glove was right underneath his glove.
So, okay. But so Jeffrey Merritt, which benefited my Yankees, started our World Series run in 96. He did reach out. If you don't reach out, it's not against the rules, right? But it's spiritually depressing.
Right. But but like, and I will fully admit we may not have won. We lost 4-3, so a 2-run home run could have made the difference. But like, we also stranded 7 runners on base in the last 3 innings.
Well,
so
this is the lesson, right? To the sports, to in the sports world. Like I said to my kid in Little League one time, that one of my players, he took a called strike 2 and it was not a strike, and then he took a called strike 3 and he was complaining about strike 2. I was like, but what about strike 3? That was on you, man. So what you're telling me is the Rays, they got to start driving in runners.
This is what we do, Ken. Fits and starts. We won with a grand slam yesterday, and then lost today 11-1. Like,
that's kind of how my life goes. Grand slam one day, a loss for the next year.
Granted, for the past 3 days we've been playing Mike Trout and the Angels, but like,
I mean, is that a good thing or a bad thing? It used to be a bad thing, but now that might be a good thing. Not with Trout, but the Angels. But the Angels are doing good this year, right? Someone check on Cody Hall. Are the Angels doing good? Someone check on Cody Hall. All right, Addie. 60 seconds of science. This is important stuff.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Climate change might be good news for major league hitters. Warmer air means more home runs in the short term, but long term it may become too hot to play. Turns out it's possible to judge a book by its cover. By testing the DNA of book covers, scientists have found that 900-year-old books in France are covered in a seal skin from Nordic countries, suggesting a previously unknown trade market. Perseverance has been finding some strange rocks on Mars, many of which are unlike any rocks seen on Mars before. The latest is a dark rock dappled with what looks like a clutch of frogs' eggs. To be clear, it's still just a rock, not actual eggs, but its origins are a mystery. 2 tech companies have simultaneously but independently developed computer chips that use laser light to process information. The new chips could use less energy than traditional computers to solve specific real-world problems faster. And finally, Jurassic Park is real. Well, sort of. Colossal Biosciences announced this week that they completed the first de-extinction with the births of Romulus, Remus, and Khaleesi, the first dire wolves on Earth in 10,000 years.
No, they didn't.
Debate rages on whether these are actually dire wolves, but astronomers are now on the lookout for a red comet to signify the prince or princess who was promised, and winter is probably coming. And that's 60 seconds of science. Ken, where would you like to go?
I'd like to go to these scientists and poke fun at them for naming these dire wolves all these names. Was it Romulus, Remus, and Khaleesi? Got it. But I appreciate it. I do. All jokes aside. All right. So is there... I'm going to jump around here, Addie. Sorry if I catch you off guard with any of my questions without proper research or anything behind you or in front of you. Love climate change is good for one thing, more home runs. Do we have any numbers behind this? What prompted this report?
Okay, so I am going to, in the fairness of everything, this report is 2 years old, but I thought it would be of particular interest to the Blathering community, so I looked it back up again to bring it to our attention. Also, they've been hitting a crap ton of home runs at Steinbrenner Field, and it was on my mind. Okay. So basically, this scientist a couple years ago went through and ran the numbers. He showed that more than 500 home runs since 2010, so 13 years of data at that point, can be attributed to climate-driven, unseasonably hot temperatures. Okay. So basically, the warm air is going to carry the ball further. Like, it's going to allow the ball to carry further, I guess I should say. Okay. And so he analyzed temperature trends and home runs for more than 100,000 major league games between 1962 and 2019.
Jeez. Okay. All right. Asked and answered, and I appreciate it. That's great stuff. That's interesting. That's interesting. So, hey, at least there's one thing good. We'll all be burning up. Hopefully the stadiums will all have roofs on them and AC, and we can actually have a power grid left. The future's going to look great.
Oh,
least
I have.
wants.
Wait a minute. I have more numbers.
Okay.
The analysis showed that for every 1 degree Celsius temperature increase, there was a 2% increased chance per game that a fly ball would be a home run.
That's enough. That's enough to cause the Rays to lose.
However, not every baseball field will see the same increase in home runs. Wrigley Field will have the most increase because it mostly plays day games when the temperatures are hottest.
Love it.
Whereas places that play mostly night games will have less of an increase in home runs, and places like my beloved Tropicana Field will see no difference because it's entirely indoors.
And pretty much non-existent, right? So, yes.
They're repairing it, Ken.
Enjoy Steinbrenner
because they
Field.
have no choice.
Enjoy Steinbrenner Field. Fascinating. Now, what do they say about bars in Boston right behind the Green Monsters? Anything? Does that contribute to anything? That's what I got to know. That's what Jared needs to tell us. Fascinating. So, all right, I get like rocks on other planets and moons. What does the scientific community learn out of it? Because I'm sure there is some stuff. But why do I have to deal with another round of Jerry the Cannon Junkie telling me that there's alien fish eggs on Mars and that there's a community of ancient aliens there?
I tried to like this is the metaphor that they are making of what it looks like. They are not actually eggs.
But that's the video I'm going to see on YouTube. Eggs found on Mars. It's like the dark. I wrote the Dark Side of the Moon script for Y Files, and all my research, just all of it, like for 35 years, it's definitely a tower. It's a metallic tower on the moon. It's a goddamn rock. Addie, why do scientists? Why are they looking for it? What are they gaining for it? Gaining from it? I know there's something.
I'm showing you the rock.
I can't see it. I see text.
Oh.
Move that up. Oh, it looks like you're showing me a pizza crust that you're going to make a pizza on.
That's really what it looks like. I guess they aim. I guess they are aimed to learn things. Honestly, without being able to bring samples back to Earth at this point, I think they just get more questions than answers.
Okay, I trust the scientists. I get it. It's not them doing it. It's the Jerry Cannon junkies of the world who are going to make videos explaining why definitely ancient aliens hung out on Mars, and then when an asteroid hit it, shards of glass went all the way, and then that's how we got the 12 crystal skulls. Like I just know. Okay, these dire wolves. They're not. They don't have hearts and souls. I don't know if dogs.
Yes, they do.
Souls.
They are real. They are real animals.
How? I remember the sheep that they cloned. Walk me through this before my mind just gets too boggled.
Okay, so this is part of the debate. There is a quote from a paleoecologist at the University of Maine who says, that's no more a dire wolf than I am Wonder Woman. What they've done is create genetically modified gray wolves. So do you remember in Jurassic Park how they found the DNA and then they had to combine it with frog DNA and they grew dinosaurs?
Yeah. I've seen the movie once, but I remember that.
So what they've done is they have they didn't create the animals from fully restructured dire wolf DNA.
Got it.
They relied on the gray wolf, and they used the DNA of a gray wolf and genetically modified it so that it looked like the ancient DNA recovered from 2 dire wolf specimens.
Okay.
So this is where the debate is of whether, are these true dire wolves or are they just genetically modified wolves to enhance characteristics that would make them more like dire wolves?
Yeah. All right. So it's a great headline. It's a
It
great headline.
is. I also,
and it's still fascinating.
We also can't lose sight of the fact that the company that did this sounds like a movie villain. It's Colossal Biosciences. That is the name of the company that did.
Oh my God! Oh, their vans are driving into communities now, doing dark things. We got to stop this company now. That is absolutely. That's a company that Mark Wahlberg is going to play a character that stops and waves a flag and salutes and then commits a hate crime. Yeah. So okay, that was fascinating. I'm all fascinated by this. I'm not like immediately like, ooh, don't clone direwolves. I just, it's quite a headline, and then the reality is a little less than the headline, which is life. That's what we're all dealing with. Hell, I'm less than my own headline. So I feel it. Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. So this is the same company that last month made the woolly mice that were a cross between mice and woolly mammoths.
What are these monsters doing? And then Quad Faces tell him about the next animal they want to do. What do they want to do next?
Oh goodness.
Yeah, this is what are we doing here? What are we doing here? This is playing not even God. You're playing villain. You're like, this is what you do. Like, we combine this and that. It's I don't know. But I don't know. I'm trying to process it.
I'm unsure what they want to do next. Where did that go? I need. This is how you get Jurassic Park, though, people. JMB is 100% correct.
It's like the AI thing. It's like, again, I'm not opposed to AI across the board. I use it for some of my things for research. Blah 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 blah. Well, we all have Siri. I got it. But then sometimes you're like, why do we need to do this? We don't need to do this. Stop. We don't need woolly mice. I wanna know.
Steve, they were not mice with little trunks and big ears. They were just incredibly fuzzy mice. You should look up pictures.
Yeah. If we're gonna do it, give them the trunks and the ears.
More of
a motivation.
Yeah, imagine a long hair mouse, Steve. That's what it was.
Okay, that's fair. All right. This has been fascinating. Love the baseball stuff. And this is a good news though. There was less. I mean, we're all going to enjoy climate change baseball, but there's interesting things in here. Maybe rocks on Mars.
I'm sorry, I did tease you with the fact that we hit a home run for climate change. That was a terrible joke that probably gave you more hope than was actually there.
No, it's again, we're all living in a world where the headlines aren't exactly the story. So you've nailed it. That might actually be what we need to even explode our numbers here. So there you go. Quadface was thinking trunks too. All right, Addie, you've done a good job tonight.
Well, thank you, Ken.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm trying to get an alien defender on the show here in the background. We'll see if that happens. Addie, thank you. Look into those rocks for me, okay?
There's a lot of them, and I'm not a geologist, but anyway.
My ex was. Maybe I'll call her up and send her to Mars and see if she can find out.
Never call her ex, Ken.
No, we did. Yeah, no, all good. We're friendly enough. All right, Dr. Addie, thank you, our resident professor of smart things. Thanks for checking in tonight. All right.
Sounds good, Ken. I will find more good news for next week.
We're looking for good news. Oh yeah, this next guy has about 2 seconds. Dr. Jerry Cannon Junkie is here. How excited are you about these aliens? What's going on?
So I just didn't know, right? So when are we going to get space tadpoles? That's what I want to know. And so we clearly have we have space frogs on the horizon, correct? Right.
Yeah, the Anunnaki,
on the red planet. Are they going to be red?
Yeah, the red planet, the Anunnaki.
The Anunnaki. Yeah,
frog eggs there, and then they're going to become space tadpoles. And then asteroids are going to hit it. Boom, explodes. And then we're going to have mermen. We're going to have frogmen on this planet. trying to mate with humans.
We already have frogmen on this planet, Ken. That's the problem with your theory here. We
Where
already
are they? Where
I
they
already
live?
brought up in the
Cleveland?
comments the Loveland frogman of I believe in the 1970s. The case where of lots of people who saw a 3 foot tall frog. There's been a case that this one guy came around the corner. He saw like an entire army of like frogmen.
An
Again,
abomination.
the frogs are already here. The Martian frogs are already here. We are already dealing with an infestation. Okay.
Okay. What?
I got dressed up just to come here.
Yeah, and I know you got Bombad in a couple minutes. So everyone, double screen it. All right, live Bombad,
you gotta
live here.
Have your iPad on one hand, and
Yep.
Throw someone up on the TV as well.
One headphone here, another headphone here.
And your Bluetooth like just off in the corner.
Right. What is on the dark side of the moon that intrigues you?
I don't know, but I was following that. You remember when like they thought there was like a big like square structure on the moon for a little bit?
Yes.
I was following that closely. I was following that with bated breath, waiting for them to just like pull up and like it's like I don't know, like a friggin' I don't know, like a Staples on the on the moon or something, or like a pull up and it's like a Taco John's or something like that, something weird.
Dave and Buster's. I don't know if you got a Dave and Buster's in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. It's just like shadows, shapes, something weird. Yeah, it's
just a rock. It's just a square rock.
Man.
Which is that's all it ever is. It's just a rock that's shaped like eggs. It's a rock that's shaped like squares. Yeah. It's a rock that's shaped like my hopes and dreams, and it's up in space.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Anyway,
Jerry, what's on the docket tonight for the Bombad cast?
For the oh my God.
Oh God. Oh,
the frogs,
Scotty.
Oh, the frogs. Oh my God. So I got one in my throat, I think.
Yeah.
No, tonight we are going to be kind of doing a little bit of teasing, maybe a little overview of Scotty's panel that he is going to be doing at Star Wars Celebration Japan just in a week or so. He's going to be up there. We're proud of our boy. He's going to be up there, like a big grown-up man, giving a college level dissertation on midichlorians. And so if you haven't checked out Scotty's, his essay on the midichlorians, I know you have, Ken. It's college level course. So if you want, go ahead. Yeah, no.
Force Center. Check out the episode of Midichlorians Are Why We Love Star Wars with
That's
Scotty.
right.
We just did that. We had a lot of fun with that. It's good. He's good. All right, that's good. Preview that. Now, have you? Final question. I'll let you go prep the show here.
Okay. All right.
Final
Fair
question.
enough.
Final question. Have you discussed with Scotty what will happen if he's there and Mount Fuji erupts? How are you going to get him home?
Ken, we're praying and hoping that the airplane holds together on his way over there before it leaves our godforsaken airport,
America. All right, yeah, okay.
I hope not. Anyway, let's say if the plane makes it, if fuck it, like let it go, let it blow.
Let it blow.
Anyway,
let it blow. Okay, all right,
Ken,
fair enough.
It's been fun. Have a good night, man. We'll see you later.
Jerry,
yeah,
get
the frogs are real.
The frogs are real. There you go. Jerry's out. Jerry's out. Top of the hour. Those goddamn rocks. Top of the hour. We got our big Blather bracket. Producer Steve, but I'm going to take a quick call here. And remember, folks, I'm wrapping up definitely about 18:30 hours tonight, my time, because I got to go somewhere. Okay. Dylan says, anyone calling in from a Costco? Not yet. Not that we know of yet, but calling in from his home is podcaster extraordinaire, our buddy Brennan Mystical Mar. Checking in tonight. Brennan, how are you doing? What's on your mind, buddy?
I just got to say, Addie is awesome.
She's the best, Dr. Addie. She's the best.
And also about Scotty's panel.
Mm-hmm.
I had the great privilege, and I know you did too, of having Scotty on my show to talk about the midichlorians.
Okay. I'm going to stop you right there. I call it a fair to Midland privilege. I call it fair to Midland.
I call it a great privilege.
That's you. I call it fair to Midland. No, fair.
But yeah, we both had the great pleasure of having him on our shows.
Yep. Absolutely. No, Scotty's one of the best.
And I'm sad I cannot be there to see it in person.
I am sad too. I'm seeing a lot of
But,
great things from Alex and Molly and Sean Room and Nikki Kumar just on their Instagram stories, and seems like a beautiful, beautiful
but
neck
I
of the
guess
woods.
it will be streamed, so
Oh, his panel streamed, or is it just broadcast later?
something like that. I'm not sure exactly the.
Absolutely.
I'm here for 60 seconds of religion. No, just kidding. But
hit me. What do you got, Brennan? What's on your mind today before
no,
we get
actually,
to Blather bracket?
Nothing. It's interesting. Gosh, I lost my train of thought.
Are you talking about the bloomin' onion?
Well, I mean, I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Well, I guess in keeping with what I was joking about.
Yeah.
It's interesting to. What I wondered is because I grew up in my church, and I'm still active in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of really good role models growing up from people in church.
Yeah.
The Bloomin' Onion is a great role model too. But
Jake is right.
So I'm wondering, in your experience, did you have good role models growing up in church?
I had some. Yeah, I had some for sure. No, I as much as I can rub up against organized religion and most of the modern Christian right.
And you have the right to.
Yeah, I definitely my folks included in that of being role models. Yeah, no, I had teachers, not teachers, but the youth pastor types, that I liked. But a couple, the ones I gravitated to were the ones who in the end were slightly, I'll say, more real, if that makes sense. So like I had a writing, I was part of at my church the writing department. I was like one of the writers. They'd put on little plays and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, interesting.
And I was in that, and she, the head of that was this woman named Danielle. But professionally Daniela, and she was actually in Young Guns too, so that was
interesting.
Fun. Yeah, she was Tom's Dog was the name of the character.
I never thought we'd get a Venn diagram of church and Young Guns.
My church and Young Guns too. It was there. She's in it. She played the character Tom's Dog.
That's amazing.
And she was great, but she was real. She had gone through it. Her choice wasn't inherited to be there, and that can.
You don't want phony people. You don't.
Yeah, or just good intentioned people, but who maybe haven't had who can't speak to some of the experiences I'm going through. And look, you're always going to have folks. You have mentors for every kind of person.
Yeah,
she was good. There was another guy who was a musician who had been in L.A. He moved back up to start a family. He and I actually worked on some stuff together. He was great. And folks like that, and a church elder at one of the old churches who was good. But with him in particular, it's like I will say, you might have mentored me well then, but when I still see them supporting Trump and a lot of things going on now, it really undercuts the legs of the mentorship. It really undercuts where they were. I still hold on to the times I had with them, but it's hard to look them in the eye, and it's not everyone across the board. And I want to make sure it's clear. It's not everyone across the board, but there's a couple particular mentors in my past where I'm like, what have you done?
Yeah, I've run into people like that I know, that I've known for many, many years.
Right.
And I would not say a bad word against them because they are absolutely loving, kind people.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't necessarily agree with their politics, but I think the issue is that we can agree to disagree, and it's no big deal.
Yeah, I mean,
I understand it doesn't work that way for everybody.
Yeah, I have a little problem, but when it comes to you're okay with some of the rights and stuff.
Yeah,
away,
I mean,
as you understand.
But some people you just can't.
Yeah. No. But some people it's best. I had conversations this week, where sometimes we just have to. It's not even agree to disagree. We just can't talk. We have to find other ways, and that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, and I mean, most of the people I know are loving, kind people, and it's like like we don't agree on those points, but we still love each other and
with what
and support each other, and that's the kind of people we need in this country. If we're going to disagree on things, it's people who are not disagreeable.
I agree with that. Yeah, no, I agree with that too.
Because people should have different opinions. That's how our country works.
That's the way it is. The way it's built, and
as long as people can be civil about it,
if they can, and for a long time we were. Though sometimes the civility might have hidden some of the deeper issues, of course.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There you go, Brennan. We're gonna get to the Blather bracket. I can't wait to hear your votes in it, but I appreciate you always calling in and bringing your perspective. It is very valuable for a tough part of the conversation.
It can be a hard discussion, but I think I like to get in there and talk about it because I don't want the wrong kind of people to hijack what I believe in.
Absolutely, and that's a very important way to look at it, and hopefully you're doing good to represent a good way to talk about it and approach it, and go after the ones who are causing more of the damage.
I try my best.
God will spit them from his mouth. All right.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Brennan, go get that bloomin' onion and report back next week.
Oh boy, you're giving me an idea. Okay.
I am. All right. I want to know your votes in the Blather bracket as we get to it.
Definitely.
There we go. Brennan Mystical Mar, everybody. Catch him on Page Turners. They Were Not, his wonderful Star Wars and Life podcast. Thanks, Brennan.
You're welcome.
All right. Top of the hour it is. But a couple things here. Hey, head on over to my Patreon page. I still have the Young Guns commentary on, and one of these days I'll get the Young Guns too. Don't you worry. Don't pressure me, Steve. Don't pressure me. Check out my buddy Aaron Alexievich's latest graphic novel, Shock City. It is a story of two kids trying to survive in a town ran by a fascist. He wrote it a while ago, but it's out now, and I think it matters. But right now here, we've got producer Steve checking in. Big night, Steve. Sweet 16.
Big night. How am I pressuring you? What did I do? What? You said stop pressuring you? What the hell did I do? I just got here.
Under pressure. All right. I don't know.
All right. No, it's all good.
Oh, hold on. Let me hold on. Oh, Blair, super chat did come in. Brian Jackson, Mr. McClunky. Thank you for the super chat. Says, got some peeps with a whiskey shot chaser.
Hell yeah.
Oh, GOT, got some peeps.
Wait.
Brian, what am I reading here? Got some peeps.
I'm assuming he's knocking back whiskey shots with like a yellow
with
peep.
Peeps?
Yeah.
God damn it. That's sexy. That's what I'm saying. That's pretty sexy. All right, we have made it. We have made it to the Sweet 16 of the Blather bracket. So I got the graphics. How do you want to do this? Let's dive in.
You pull up the graphic, and we will show the people what the matchups are, and we'll talk about them. Jared, I'm sorry that my mic is loud. I can. Someone said my mic. Or Jake said my mic.
Yeah. Sometimes it's a little hot. Sometimes a little hot. That's all right.
I'm sorry. I'll come off. Here we go.
It's
a little better. Sorry. Anyway,
right, cool.
Do it. Hit it.
Let's do it. Let's do Star Wars first. I think Star Wars has been mostly chalk, right?
Mostly chalk, as the nerds in basketball say. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 5 seeds here in our first matchup. The number 1 overall seed, Binary Sunset from A New Hope, against the number 5 seed, I'm a Jedi like my father before me.
Ooh, okay.
In our second matchup, we have the 2 seed, No, I Am Your Father from The Empire Strikes Back, against the number 3 seed, The Duel of the Fates from The Phantom Menace.
All right, and we got votes coming in here, but also we should point out, do you want to vote? We got the bracket. Boom. Right there in chat. Live Google form, everybody. You can vote. I'm voting. I don't reveal my votes for the most part. I guess I should have done Star Trek first. Let me scroll down to Star Wars. Okay, there we go. So the bottom of your ballot, 1 versus 5, 2 versus 3. Steve, these are 4 great scenes. That's the point. That's the point of this. 4 great scenes. Do you have, where in your heart, you don't have to reveal your answer, but are you pulled easily in a direction with these ones?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I did my very best when seeding these to not be too like just try to be like as third person as I could about it. You know what I mean? Just to give it a fair shake. I mean, Binary Sunset is number one for a reason. That is one of my favorite scenes in all of any movie, but so is the 5 seed. And that's why the five seeds are, you know, they look like they're a little higher, but a 5 seed could win a tournament. And this is definitely a tournament winning capable 5 seed, because this is, like you said, I think last week, this is just one of the defining moments in Star Wars and the Luke Skywalker character and all of it. Yeah. So this is hard, man. This is one of the hardest matchups, I think, of this round. And it's all going to be tough because we're down to the final 4 scenes from each region.
And even in the voting and the people sharing their votes in the chat, Addy 1 and 3, but then we have 5 and 2, we have 5 and 3 with from Will McLean. Dylan Berry voted. Love this segment. Adam Knight says, "I am the upset voter." Is he just upset at us? You can't be upset at us. You got to be upset at the bracket. That's the way it falls. All right, there we go. That's Star Wars. But let's go to Star Trek here. We are looking at some big ones as well, but we're looking at big ones, Steve, but we have the potential for big upsets because of what's already happened in this region.
Yes, we do have some big upset potential here. The Star Trek bracket was a little spicy in the middle rounds there. In our first matchup, we have the number 1 seed, Spock's Death from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, up against the number 12 seed, one of our Cinderellas left in the tournament, Spock's Vulcan Nerve Pinch on the Punk from Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, really one of the tournament favorites. And then our next matchup, we have the 11 seed, There Be Whales here from Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, an absolute fan favorite, against the number 2 seed and one of the biggest scenes in pop culture, Khan from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Shatner just screaming at Khan.
All right, the Star Trek region has been so fun because we've talked every week, every time about the Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home effect of just it being such a warm, wonderful movie. But it has a lot of nostalgia. A lot of nostalgia. A lot of people going on. And yeah, Addy points out this is Star Trek 2 versus Star Trek 4. So that's going to be interesting. Laserbolt says, the nerve pinch is Kirk Thatcher. And I've said, I'm going to get Kirk Thatcher on the show if this thing, even if regardless, Jen Miro and I are going to get Kirk Thatcher on the show. Kirk is a great dude. So love them. But I don't want that to sway. So that's what I'm saying. It's not... Getting Kirk on the show is not related to the vote at this point. I'm already surprised and happy that the nerve pinch went this far. All right, so let us go to Lord of the Rings next. This has been I cannot predict this region. I cannot predict this region, Steve.
I can't either. This was the region where we saw our first number 1 seed go down last week. The 8 seed, The Lighting of the Beacons, took down the number 1 seed, The Ride of the Rohirrim from The Return of the King. I was shocked by that one. So we'll see if the 8 seed is destined to move on further. But our 2 matchups here, we have the number 10 seed in the Lord of the Rings region. There's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, from The Two Towers, Sam's speech at the end. And the number 3 seed, You Bow to No One from The Return of the King. And then our next matchup, we have the number 5 seed. I can't carry it for you, but I can carry you from The Return of the King. And number 8, as we mentioned, The Lighting of the Beacons from The Return of the King.
God, the music and everything. Yeah, my vote is in. I'm not changing it. But just looking at the chat, 8984M Brady he's got 10. He's trying to influence. He's doing some illegal voting there. He's using some social security numbers to vote twice. But it's split. It's split 10 and 5. We got another 10 and 5, but then we got a 3 and 8. We got a 10 and 8, a 3 and 5, 3 and 8. I can't predict this, Steve. This is going to be tough.
The Lord of the Rings bracket has been a bloodbath. I mean, we don't have the top 2 seeds. I mean, that's the number 3 seed is the number. We don't have a 4 seed. I mean, we have a 3, a 5, an 8, a 10. Anything can happen here, and it's awesome. And I think that just goes to show how good those 3 movies are. I mean, there's just so many great scenes. It was tough to make these seeds.
It was, and you did a spectacular job. All right, so Lord of the Ring region done. Now we go down here to the final one, the final set of matches here, the MCU region. Everybody, MCU region. And before we get to it, this is the one that highlights it the best, folks. If you're watching, if you're on the audio version, God bless you, thank you. Look at the little watermarks Steve has got on these graphics. Producer Steve didn't just list Iron Man, Avengers, Endgame. He actually has the scene in the box. Steve, you're doing inspired work.
Thank you so much. No, I had, there's a lot less of these things to make now, so I can add a few bells and whistles to them each time.
I know that. I know
So
that feeling. I know that feeling. And you got to be careful. If one digital media content lesson out there is, don't set the standard too high too early that you have to keep up the entire time.
Never hit your sales goals, kids. Get right there. Just get right there.
Go for the steak knives. Don't worry about the rest. Okay, so take me through it here in the MCU region.
Here we go in the MCU. A lot of chalk in the MCU, but it is going to get tough now. The number 1 overall seed in the MCU, I Am Iron Man from Avengers Endgame, is up against the number 4 seed, the Battle of New York from the Avengers. And then our next matchup, we have the number 3 seed, the Portals, Avengers Assemble from Avengers Endgame, against the number 2 seed, the Snap from Avengers Infinity War.
There you go. That is that's big stuff. These are big moments that fits for this franchise.
The MCU is all about those big moments where you remember people clapping in the theater and stuff like that, and that's what made it. The MCU was all about the chalk. So
look at that. Michael McCarthy's finally time to eliminate I Am Iron Man. Look at that. Look at that. It's all over. It's all over the place. Dylan Barry's here. St. Lauren is right. This is great. This is great. All right. I love it. So get your responses in. Again, we'll drop the link in here to fill out your Google your Google chart. Your Google charts are my mind. Your Google form. If you're watching later and you're listening on the podcast version, don't worry about it. You can still vote. Voting's going to close later. Again, my broadcast schedule might be slightly different this week, but we'll keep it. We'll figure that out. And you can find that Steve's usually great about you're always great about popping the link in on the comments on the video after the episode airs. So it's there.
Yeah, we'll put the link in the comments on the video. I'll put it on Blue Sky. I will put it we got here in the live chat. So yeah, just check it out wherever you can. I'll put it on Spotify if I can. But we'll make sure everyone can see it. And voting will close whatever the day that Ken Ken gives us at least like a day in advance of when the show will be.
Yeah,
we'll be able to vote until the day of the show. So
Yeah,
because I just need like an hour to whip up the graphic. So we'll do the day of the show. Yeah, and that's when we'll do.
And we'll also got to pop one in
Discord.
Yes,
absolutely, Brian Tiller.
Yep,
absolutely.
Patreon supporters
I'm on that right now,
well.
actually. Yeah, for sure.
So Steve's going to put it in the Discord, and I'll eventually make just a separate Blather bracket discussion section in Discord, but just drop it in the main one for Blathering. Addie says 3-2. We need hope. It's going to be close. So definitely broadcasting next Thursday. So we'll close before that, and we'll read the results, and then it's the Fantastic Four. Four.
Yeah, we'll get down to 8 and then 4, and then it's
8,
gonna.
Sorry.
Yeah, we got the 8 first. Yeah, so we'll have the
we got
regional
the
finals. The next thing is like really. So we have 2 really big exciting things here because not only is the Final Four exciting when these franchises go against each other, is these regional finals where you have who's going to represent. You know what I mean? Like who? What is it? Like because it's the winner of these 2 matchups that we just talked about today for each region, right? So. Yeah. That's going to be tough. And then we're going to have, we'll have some bells and whistles for the end here about having some people on to maybe represent these.
We're going to figure that out. It's going to be, we're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a whole episode probably devoted to that. We won't worry about anything else. We'll do that. All right, Steve, I appreciate it. Any final thoughts, anything on this? And also anything, are you worried about the Tampa Bay Rays home runs?
Not particularly, because the only thing as a baseball fan I'm worried about is the fact that Ellie De La Cruz will probably be a Dodger or a Yankee by the time he signs his next contract. So that's what I'm worried about as far as baseball is concerned, and the fact that my team is just not very good. But not a whole lot else. Thank you so much, Ken, for the bracket. Thank you so much for everybody who's voted. Thank you. You guys are amazing. The participation we've seen is awesome. This is so much fun. So please check it out and get in the Discord, folks. Check out the Discord and. Have fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah, just get in there. It's through Patreon because I'd like to keep it a little bit of a tight circle. But also I'm considering. I know a lot of people have asked if you're a YouTube channel member, can you get in there? You can't get in there yet, but I'll figure out if I want to do. I do want to do that. I want you guys offer if you guys support on YouTube channel memberships only, because I want to keep that. I want to get that Discord popping again like it was about 4 years ago.
So we got so much good stuff going on there right now. So I just want the folks to, get involved and be able to check it out.
Steve, thank you, my friend.
Thanks, Ken. Take care.
All right. Producer Steve, check it in and checking out. We have got calls here. I got a call lined up from our buddy Brady. And then I think I'm going to wrap it up because I do have to get to something at 7 p.m. If you're local, I will be at Flappers. Again, it's been a while. I don't know why, but don't worry about that. But I'll be back Saturday night, main room, 7:30 show. Good lineup, including Jimmy Brogan, kind of a legend within the business. Used to be the booker for the Tonight Show, one of Leno's good buddies. He's a great dude, very funny. So come on out if you are local for that. But let's take a call from our friend 8984M, aka Brady, aka Kyrie. We are here with you. How you doing, Brady?
Hello. Just
Hello.
can't believe this month is already almost halfway through.
Don't. You know, the birthday is next week for me, and I don't even know what to do. I don't know what to do, but yes, we're here in this month. How are you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. The birthday. Do you have any
Any plans? Do you have any hopes and dreams left? No. No, I don't. You know, the only real invitations on the plate. I'm not hosting anything this year. It's no parties or no comedy shows. Thursday, it'll be a Saturday as well, so I'm not going to do a Blather stream. But who knows? Maybe I will do the Blather birthday stream. We'll figure that out. Joe Starr has talked about watching WrestleMania with me for my birthday. That's about the only thing that's been planned. We'll see. We'll keep it wide open.
Nice, chill. Yeah, I've started to reach the point where I'm not really excited for my birthday anymore.
It ebbs and flows. The older you get, you have less time, maybe sometimes less money, or less friends in your circle, or you're just busy. And then there's been years, and not just the big ones. I had big stuff for my 30th. I had a big party for my 40th. And then otherwise, you know, you never know. Some years you just feel it. You're like, yeah, we're going to do something. Other years you're like, I'm going to go to Del Taco and no one talked to me.
Yeah. I think my 21st birthday was straight dab in the middle of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. And that kind of killed my vibe for birthdays in general, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't do for my 21st. I was a very different shy kid there when I turned 21, but I was in radio, and I hung out at the radio station with my friend, and then I drove her and her friend to a bar, and I went home.
Well, you didn't get a drink for yourself?
I hadn't had alcohol yet because I thought, again, for those that don't drink or always think it's a good choice for you, and you know, do what you wish. But I at the time felt if I took a sip of alcohol, I would be going straight to hell, and I didn't have a drink of alcohol till I was 26. So I literally drove my friends to a bar in San Luis Obispo, California. They got out of my car. I said, yeah, have fun. And I went home and just, I don't know, read a book. I don't even know, played Sega. I don't know.
Honestly, that's kind of my vibe too, you know. I just like chilling. It's another day.
Chilling. You're a chill guy, Brady. I've been around you publicly. You're a chill dude. You're a chill dude.
Yeah, I'm not really a partier, you know.
So I don't know if you have a specific question. Love to take it, but you said something in chat. I didn't highlight it there. But since visiting the White House, the Dodgers haven't been doing as well, huh?
Yeah, they've I feel like they've gotten cursed. They lost the series against the Nationals.
Yep.
I think the Phillies, you can just chalk it up to like the Phillies are like the second best team possibly in the NL, possibly in the MLB. But yeah, the Nationals lost to the Nationals, and I mean, it's part of the Aprils. You know, Dodgers aren't.
Sure, they're not going to go undefeated. It's not football. They're not doing that. But and then I want to shout out Dodger Brusdar Gratterall, who was on the fantasy team,
Bazooka,
who did not go to the White House and posted a photo, I think, with his daughter saying, "Staying here at my brown house." So, cheers to him for taking a stand.
Cheers to him. Yeah.
Yep. Love it.
I love Bazooka. Yeah.
He's great. All right. Did you have a specific question? Did I cut you off? Where are you going?
I think I had a question, but then I forgot it as one of those days.
I took it out of your mind. It's my fault.
Nah. I think I think going generally into baseball, I mean, even though people think we talk too much about sports, but it's just on my mind.
Okay.
Just like the NL West is.
What's going on in the NL West? Tell me.
It is
I don't know.
Really competitive this year.
Well, the Padres have the best record in baseball, right?
They have the best record in baseball.
See?
The Dodgers started 8-0 and they're third.
See? So my question to you as a Dodger fan, what your thoughts on the Padres? Do you hate the Padres like a lot of Dodger fans do? I have one friend of mine every day on Facebook just has mean things to say about San Diego and the Padres because of the Dodgers. Where do you go with that rivalry?
Yeah, for me, I feel like well, I have to preface that baseball is like my second sport, so basketball is where I really feel the passion.
Right, sure.
So I kind of feel like the Padres, the way I view the Clippers, and whenever the Padres are good, it does feel like the passion is a bit, especially when they won in 22.
Yeah.
But they haven't been as successful historically, so they need it doesn't. Yeah, though I will say, being I've lived in San Diego for a long time. I kind of I kind of feel sympathetic to Padres. I have a lot of friends who are Padres fans, so maybe that's sacrilegious. I know
no, come on. I'm a Yankee fan, and I let Jared the Tie Pilot on this show.
Yeah, life it's bigger than baseball.
It's bigger than baseball. It's bigger than baseball. All right. No, asked and answered. I appreciate that. I love the Padres. I love a lot of their players. I'd love to see them win. But yeah, historically, they're a little second fiddle. There he is now. Yankees sucks, as Jared. Brady, thank you. I got to start packing up, but good to hear from you as always. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm looking to have a good bad food this Saturday.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, I just don't know if I'm broadcasting this Saturday. So
that's true. Okay.
Yes.
Whenever your next broadcast date is.
Whenever. Okay. We'll chat.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that.
Sorry to get ahead a little bit.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you, Brady. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
No, always a pleasure. A couple super chats. I really appreciate that. Let's get to those here on the way out of the show here tonight. You guys are always so generous. And love it. JMB sending some, is that some yen? We got some yen. Any chance to see you and Alden on Settle the Score? Look, I'll do it. I've been on Settle the Score, which is Matt Notes and Andy's show, the competitive music show. It's so much fun. I love Matt Notes. Love Andy too. Andy Merriweather. I'm just so bad at it. I don't know movies scores. I really don't. Like, you could play Star Wars and I would be like, the Phantom? Rocketeer. I'm really bad at it. But, all the night, we can go on. He can kick my ass and it'll be a lot of fun. So, JMB, maybe we'll make it happen there. Malcolm checking in. Thank you as always, Malcolm. You're so generous. Swing in with Super Chat and a great question. Says, hey, Ken, best wishes to you. Best wishes to you, Malcolm. Question. We know the how and the when of your radio career, but not the why. What drew you to radio in the first place, and what do you still love about it? I'll start with what I still love about it. It's this. It is the most intimate form of entertainment in a general sense. There's other forms of entertainment that might be literally intimate, but this is a voice or voices in the community. Radio is community, and local radio builds community. It really does. And we do miss that. When deregulation happened in the 90s, and that is on Clinton, that is a Clinton thing, they deregulated radio, they deregulated that side of the media world, and all the corporations came in and gobbled up radio stations, replaced them with tracked voices, jocks that weren't even there. And that works sometimes. I have a shift in Pennsylvania. I don't live in Pennsylvania. It's fine. But when the entire station is when the entire station isn't part of the community that's broadcasting to, it destroys it. So that was what started happening in the 90s. But that's what I love about radio. And I do love that about podcasting, and eventually came to appreciate it. But I love it more even when it's live. This is a radio show. It's not a podcast. So when you call in the show, we're not just calling in to hang out. You call in with a question. Call in with a topic. In fact, as Vetnik said, I think if people think there's too much sports talk on the Blathering, then those people should call in and talk about what they want to talk about. And that's a wonderful challenge, Osvetnik. I couldn't have said it better myself. But yeah, become a channel member, join, help keep the, that helps the show grow. It helps my monthly costs of my podcast, StreamYard, everything to get the podcast out. That's what this goes to. And let's grow it. And that's why I love my regulars, and I love when new voices pop in, or Chris King pops in every 3 weeks or four. David Asmo, like all those people, like I love that. And it builds community. That's what I love about radio. But the other side is the music part of it too. And I'm such a fan of music, but I don't have the talent to play guitar or sing. And we wrote some wonderful songs with Moon Angels that I'm absolutely proud of. But the lyrics are about all I can contribute. So I have to rely on Sean and Brian to make my dreams come true. But I love music. I'm a fan of music. I'm a fan of sharing music with people and having those people go, oh my God, I've never heard June Swoon. This song Marrying Kind is amazing. And I love that. It all kind of started when I was 3. My dad and I used to sit in front of a reel-to-reel and with the microphone record stories. I've actually released that's on my Patreon page. I have the audio from it. Me and my dad tell some silly little story, and I play multiple parts. I was like 3. That just kind of got me liking the idea of talking and creating. And then there was a radio station in my hometown that I listened to a lot called CD 107. And I used to know where the radio station was, and I was just mesmerized by what is up there. And I knew some of the legends in the game, Wolfman, Jack, and all. I'd studied those. And then one day, eventually, I met the station changed, became K-Bear 95, a rock and roll station. I was at a UHF station doing live floor directing for a live show hosted on Thursdays at 18 years of age. And then the 2 hosts on Tuesday night were the morning guys, John Mackey and Freddie B. And I started interning with them, and I got to go up to the radio station I used to dream about walking into. And that's kind of how it happened. It was a love of music. It was a love of entertaining, and just I love live. I love being live, and I love connecting with all of the community around it. So there you go. Thank you. Jared says he'll play guitar in the stream there. All right. Then we got one more here I saw. Steve says this. Hey, this is Producer Steve from VA to Mobile. First time, long time. Do you think the stereo guy should be in Hall of Fame? I'll hang up and listen. That's how you do a radio call in right there. Yeah, maybe. I always say put them on and let the voters decide. How about that? Thank you, Adam Knight, for that. This question here from Hugo. Hugo, love that profile pic with that cat. Tomorrow I'll be 50. Just want to thank you for the comforting laughs so far in 2025. Your Monday morning shows have hit especially close. Greetings from Vegas and my 4-month-old daughter. Much love. Hugo, when I next get out to Vegas, let's meet at a slot machine. I'll give you a big hug. I really appreciate that. Very generous for your birthday, giving something nice to me. Yeah, happy birthday. I'll be there a year from now. And I'm less afraid of that age than I was at 40. It's not an age I love. I don't love the numbers going up, especially as you start to learn more about yourself. And this year I'm learning a lot about myself, the good, the bad, and the otherwise. And Hugo, you're going to have a great birthday. And if I'm giving comforting laughs, it's only because you're all here to laugh with me. And I'm sorry I did not have a show this week for a Monday morning show. And try to have one Sunday. Just a lot going on and a lot of good, like, still trying to find work and all this kind of stuff, but also did get some writing jobs for this week. And so it's been busy. But the Blathering, the difference now from when I started the Blathering, I'd be like, you know what? I'm not going to do a show this. Don't worry. I'll return in 2 weeks. I'm doing everything I can to make this show happen 3 nights a week. So I appreciate that. LQ, super generous. Just absolutely value you being here and all the shows I do here. And LQ says LQ is the best because she's just lurking wonderfully in the corner, and all of a sudden she's in chat with something poignant and all that stuff. So always appreciate you. What was the first song you played as a DJ? Holy moly, that is a great question. That is a great question. I don't remember because I started on a pirate radio station micro-powered radio station, 88.9 FM in Grover Beach, California. The great Charlie Goodman had his own radio station in his art studio, and that's where I really kind of started playing stuff. But I don't remember. I don't remember that LQ. God, that's gonna drive me crazy. And when I got to K-Bear, I was an intern, so I was there while they played songs, and then my first shift was like a graveyard shift on midnight on a Friday into Saturday. So like midnight. Friday night, Joe Alvino, the program director, stayed a few minutes later to make sure it was okay. You're in the building by yourself. You got a key. You can't lock yourself out. If you got to go to the bathroom, make sure you got the key with you, all that kind of stuff. And I didn't have a choice. It was the nights were harder programmed music. So Metallica, stuff Maddie Gunner were like, so something like that. So I don't have the exact memory, but I'll tell you what though, my first week as an intern, Alanis Morissette was exploding onto the scene. So You Ought to Know was in the background playing. Garbage had just released their first single, Queer. And I remember you'd hear the song playing on the monitors in the lobby. And I just remember hearing those songs while I was in the waiting room, the lobby, not the waiting room, the lobby. And then Freddie B comes out and says, "Hey, you Ken? Oh, or Ken? Hey," he knew me, but like, "Hey, get in here. Let's start this." And that's a memory I always have, sitting in this ratty, puffy chair, listening to Alanis Morissette, this new band Garbage, getting to hang out and go play music. Love that. LQ, thank you. Love that. You guys are the best. Alan Smith says, "Happy B-Day. What famous people share your birthday?" Does Don Mattingly? Gosh, I used to know this. Frank Viola of the Mets, I think. Sometimes I can't. I had to look it up. I apologize. Oh, Hayden Christensen, Tim Curry. I'm looking it up. I'm cheating, but I used to know this a little bit more by heart. Kellen Coleman, that's weird because I actually know Kellen from the old Schmoes days. Dudley Moore, the late great Dudley Moore. I think, and then Don Mattingly is the next day. He's the 20th, and then David Letterman's the 12th, and then Liz Phair's the 17th. So some favorites all kind of share the same week. So there you go. But April 19th will be my birthday. I'll try to do something before that. We're definitely back next week. There's going to be multiple shows next week. I'll figure it out. And I'll love to celebrate. Titanic hit the iceberg. Lincoln was shot on my birthday, says Laserbolt. The thing Kate Hudson, for me, like we talked about it last week, like April 19th for a couple years was always bad things happening. The Oklahoma City bombing, which was a reaction to and a continuation of the Waco siege, all happened on my birthday. So for a while I was like, I don't know. All right, I do have to go. As I said earlier, I got to get somewhere at 7. If you're local, love to see you come out. Flappers, Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. Blather bracket, success. Thank you. Bottom of my heart to producer Steve. We'll do it again. Love y'all. Bye.